Good afternoon and welcome back to Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. You are looking at what is effectively the Scramble for Africa. Many of you following Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, will you already know I speak about it a lot on my platform, and I take every opportunity to explain that. It's not to, it's not about being bitter. It's about knowing what was done before to be able to correct what is going to happen in the future. If you know your past, you can dictate your own future. If you don't know your past, you cannot dictate, you cannot influence your own future. If somebody is telling you this is your past and it's very different from the reality, then you are going to be doing something that is actually going to be contrary to your own survival in your own continent. That is what we're trying to wake up from. Now, let me quickly do this before we go too far ahead, as ever. If you're joining us for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to Season AY on YouTube. Go ahead. Subscribe to Season AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. We truly appreciate your support. It is really immensely important to us, your thoughts, your views, your opinions, your suggestions and ideas. And we take every single one seriously and we consider it. And we may disagree, but we listen to what you say. And sometimes we actually, when you say things on our platform, we take it to heart and listen and try as much as possible to accommodate as much of your suggestions in our platforms and our programs going forward. Where we disagree, we state so clearly and we give reasons why we don't. But nonetheless, we appreciate your continued support. Help us grow this platform. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, let me quickly play this for you. So there was an actual scramble for Africa, and you've heard me say that time and again with the picture of the map of Africa on the wall in Berlin conference headed by Otto von Bismarck that carved up Africa among 14 European nations, including the US. So let's listen to this short clip.
The Scramble for Africa. You've probably heard that phrase somewhere before.
From BBC, of
course. It should come as no surprise that it was an actual scramble.
You see?
European leaders wanted gold from the west, diamonds from the south, and everything in between. The scramble happened roughly between 1884 and 1914, when European governments partitioned part of the African continent into colonies, free trade areas, and smaller states that were controlled by them. But two nations seemed to dodge the grips of colonial rule: Ethiopia and Liberia.
Ethiopia, one of the oldest countries in the world. In the 1st century, a kingdom located in the north, Aksum, was considered to be as one of the 4 greatest powers alongside Rome, Persia, and China.
Good to know this information nonetheless.
Victories against a series of invaders, including European colonizers throughout the millennia. This was credited to its geographical isolation, economic prowess, and unity among the people.
Good to know.
The country is considered as not colonized, despite a brief occupation by Italy between 1935 and 1941. Its last emperor, Haile Selassie I, was a central figure in the Rastafarian movement originated in the Caribbean.
Now, there is an ongoing debate on whether Liberia was actually colonized. The debate has never come to a real conclusion. And here's why.
Liberia managed to get her independence in the late 19th century during the Scramble for Africa. However, the society in America had an eye set on Liberia. In 1817, the American Colonization Society, or the ACS, was founded.
It's good to know these
things.
And
the purpose was to send free African American slaves to Africa. This society was founded by private groups and not the American government itself. That is the reason why Liberia is not officially known or seen as an American colony. By 1867, the society sent about 12,000 free African American slaves here to settle in Liberia. And when they arrived on the Providence Island. This island was first called Dozon. It was later changed to Perseverance and now Providence Island. A lot of the locals here were not pleased with the new settlers. The reason was the locusts fell, the new settlers were taking control politically, even though they were a minority of the population.
And that is why the ongoing debate on whether the country was truly free continues.
So, a brief history there. And hopefully that will give you will have heard me talk about the Scramble for Africa, show pictures about Africa from that as a perspective. And now we can now put any doubts to that factual based research that we've done on this platform, put any doubt about that to bed, because this is covered by BBC. And I made a point of actually showing that because I wanted people to believe that it was actually a thing. And it is still a thing as we speak. The Western powers are doing everything they can to try and stay in Africa. As you know, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Senegal are now saying you have to get your feet off our neck to the French. The French are being expelled out of Africa as we speak. Niger has told America to take all of their planes and everything out of their country. They're sovereign, and America is trying to beg to stay. In fact, if I recall recently, the American delegation was sent, and the president of Niger, General Chiani, refused to see them. And of course, now you are having the Russians building, training Nigerian officers, army, and their military in how to have a viable air defense system. And of course, you now have the Alliance for Sahel, which includes Alliance of Sahel states, which includes Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali. Senegal is a recent nation that's just had a new young president, President Dombaye, President Bashir Dombaye Faye. Now, he's talked about vehemently about the need for Africa to be for Africans, and France must get their feet off our necks. All they are all saying now is many Africans are realizing, and those three countries are realizing that we've been exploited for far too long as Africans. And as Africans on our continent, we must dictate what happens on our continent. And it must be to the benefit of the people, the African people on that continent. No ifs, no buts, no quarter given. That is the stance that we must take. Of course, in Europe and other places, we respect that's European land. This is the African continent is for Africans, very much like President Bashir Dombaye Faye said. And we need to demonstrate that in our activities and our actions and begin to put the African people first on the African continent. I hope this has provided a little bit of insight into my thought process, and I hope you can find it useful. Please do share. You're, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please help us subscribe, grow this platform, and reach more people. What are your thoughts on what you just had? We now know for fact that the Scramble for Africa was definitely a thing, and it is still going on. As we speak, there are wars in Africa. I'll be doing a section where I'll be talking about the wars in Africa. And if you look at those wars, it's been instigated by Western powers intent on sucking out the resources from Africa for nothing. The Congo is a typical example. Niger, until recently, that they kicked out France. Niger was taking uranium, and France was taking uranium from Niger for 76 cents per kilogram. Now, on the open war market, Niger charges 200 euros per kilogram. Can you see the daylight robbery? This is why we need to stand up as Africans for Africans in the African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. Thank you so very much. I hope you found this enlightening and you've learned something from this. And please do leave your comment. What are your thoughts on the subtle changes we're making in our program? The light's a little bit brighter. We're trying to focus on specific areas in our topics, and we're looking at covering as wide a area of topics on Africa. And of course, my own specific area, of course, is Nigeria, and we talk about that at length. But nonetheless, we're still talking about Africa. And please look out for the Africa Zoom 54. You're welcome to be a part of that group. We're talking about just Africans getting to be comfortable among each other. We need to be free in our mind to meet up as Africans across the whole of African continent. Let that start in our minds. Our Zoom is a perfect way. Join us in that journey. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. About later on. Thank you and bye for now.